at this point, the garden is on its own. How nice! Work for your food. Not that cheap. Hello, welcome to your Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Let me show y'all what I did. So y'all, yesterday, and today is what, Sunday? I did this Saturday. This video probably come out Wednesday. Anyway, I went through, and I know I said I wasn't gonna pull the leaves and stuff, but it looked just so messy out here, and I didn't know what was alive and what was dead. So I went through yesterday, and I pulled off all the leaves that had either broke under the snow or that just, you know, had died off or whatever. So we have a cleanish looking garden, a neater looking garden. I pulled off a lot of the leaves from these plants. A lot of the plants we already have harvested, but some of them still have some growing to do, and I'm hopeful in the next few days they can grow. They are a little purple from the cold, but that's okay. They will cook up just fine. But yeah, oh, look, y'all. I could get down the walkway now. I'm very excited about that. Look, and this one looks like it's probably open, and that's a green Goliath, but we're gonna give it a few more days, see if it get a little bit bigger. But I could get down the walkway now. We did lose 2 broccoli plants. When I was cleaning this up yesterday, they were just mush. So I pulled those out. The chickens pretty much got all of the leaves and things. So I remulched because the straw was breaking down. So I remulched as well. And at this point, the garden is on its own. We're out here today because I need to do 3 things, and we're going to talk about what those 3 things are. And in the last video, I showed y'all that I had harvested everything, but one of the things is we need to remulch this bed. It actually has a lot of leaves in it, but you can see a lot of the straw is gone. I did really heavy mulching, but straw breaks down really quickly, and so we're going to remulch that bed. We're going to get this bed forked through so that we can knock out the tunnels from the mole or the vole. We're going to get that put to sleep. And something I'm sure you all are very surprised about is we're going to cover these Brussels sprouts. If you remember, these are the Quick Tent beds that I got from Quick Tent, and I want to take a minute to thank Quick Tent for sponsoring this video. So Quick Tent is a company that has things for gardeners. The garden beds that I have are from Quick Tent. The 12 by 7 by 7 greenhouse that I really need to power wash, also from Quick Tent. This was my first greenhouse. I absolutely love this greenhouse, and y'all, things are looking better in here too. Now, I put in my last video, I think I need a taller bed right here, and so you got a good amount of space in here, and I have not had any issues with this greenhouse. My biggest thing is when I first put it up, I had to make sure that I reinforced it. When I first put it up, it flew all over the yard, but they tell you to reinforce it. I'm just always trying to do stuff the easier way, but this is, like I said, 12 by 7 by 7. A good amount of space. I have 4 really nice sized garden beds in here, and you have a door at the front that you can unzip to let air through. There's also a door at the back, and in the summer I do open that up, but I haven't had any problems since I reinforced it with anything breaking. And now mine is right beside my privacy fence. Some of the wind is definitely stopped by that, but I have not had a problem with this greenhouse. But y'all, things are looking much better in here, in my opinion. I'm gonna start closing that like I'm supposed to as well. So I have really enjoyed using Quick Tent's products. You can get beds that are sizes that fit for you. And in my case, these 2 beds fit so well in this space, right? Which is also why I don't feel like it's gonna be a hassle for me to cover. There's space in between these beds and space around the sides. These beds came with covers. And so that's what I'm going to do for the Brussels sprouts today, because Brussels sprouts have a long growing season. If I can keep these from dying, because you all know, I know that things are gonna die. But if I could keep these from dying, I feel like I can probably get a good harvest in the spring, because we already have Brussels sprouts growing. I have decided we are going to put the cover together for these beds. I'm gonna put one on the Brussels sprout bed, but then I thought about it. I can use the other one to cover the citrus, and that'll give it another layer of covering. All I have to do is zip it open and zip it closed at night. That's simple and easy. Well, you know, halfway through the evening, so that the the heat can stay in. So we're gonna put those together. But if you've never heard of Quick Tent, I'm gonna have a link down in my description. I have not had an issue with any of their products. We just got those garden beds. We will follow those over the seasons. They even have like tents for events. They have chicken coops like the metal ones. I am thinking about getting one of those as opposed to trying to like put a top and stuff on my chicken area. I'm thinking about just getting one of those and making that the chicken area. I think they're gonna lose a little bit of space, but I think they would be a little bit safer. They have a lot of things. So I am going to put the link down in my description, like I said, and if you see something you like, you can use my link. But let's start putting these together real quick. So I've put this together before. It's very, very simple. And I didn't use it because at the time it wasn't cold enough, but it comes with plastic that's gonna fit around the structure that you use to put it together. So let's get to doing this, y'all. And I have two because I have two garden beds. I left it pretty much together and should probably find at least one of the books to see if I can figure it out easily. Cold out here, y'all. But yeah, see? They have all kinds of garden beds, and some of them, like this one, come with a cover already. So let's put this together, and then I'm gonna see y'all down in the garden. Y'all, the way I pulled them directions out and still didn't read them, that's got to be something that's not right. That's not right. Anyway, let's put this up. I was about to say it should be an illness, but we're not going to say that. All right. So really simple. Sits right down around the bed. Now, should I have put this up before? Yes, but I didn't. And I am gonna push it down into the ground just to give it a little more stability. And I'm gonna pull the leaves and stuff inside too. So they are going to touch the plastic a little bit, but I think it should be fine. All right, now I'm gonna have to break this. Well, actually, let's not do that yet. Let's see if that helps the plastic to sit up a little bit. We'll see. Let me go get it. And I'll probably also put like some bricks or something on the plastic if there's a little bit of space. But you can also tie this to the structure. So that's cool. How nice. We love that. Y'all know I'm not a coverer, but this was a very simple cover. So we love that. And then I'll come back through, pull the leaves off of the plastic. But look, and I need to pull it down some more, but it fits perfectly over the structure. But in the daytime, if it's warm out, all I have to do is come and unzip it. And then it's gonna let some air in. And I'm just gonna try to pull these leaves up and off of the plastic. Not right now, because it's cold out here and I don't want to. But yeah, that's cool. We'll take it. I thought about this. Oh, and I'll come back through and tie it. But I thought about this last night. I was like, I could maybe, look at that. We still got pests out here, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. Still got pests out here. But I was like, maybe this is a good way to get the Brussels sprouts to maturity without having to really try to plant a whole bunch in spring. So we're gonna give this a try, y'all. We'll follow it together. I'm gonna leave this open for now just because it's not freezing out here, and I think that would be good. I love that. And y'all know I hate to cover because of my infrastructure, but there was nothing keeping me from covering, so I think that this is a great idea. So for the first time in a long time, y'all are finally seeing me cover in an easy way. Okay, so we put the other structure up around the citrus. That is not dead. They do look bad, but they are not dead, y'all. So this will give them another layer of protection as well. Now, some of it is going to touch the plastic as well, but at this point, leaves dying, I guess, is not my biggest problem. The whole plant dying is my biggest problem. We're gonna go ahead and put this one over this, and I'm not gonna worry about steadying it because we're not gonna get a lot of wind in here. All right. Wish I had thought about this before these plants started to really like lose leaves. But I think this is my first year growing citrus. So I think that they will come back next year. But y'all, all I got to do now when I come in here at night is come down out here and zip this up. I feel like I will do that more than I will come out here and put cloth over it and then come back and take it off and all of that stuff. So we'll see how this works. I'm pretty excited to give it a try though. I also feel like I got the wrong legs on the bottom of this. That's why it's not all the way down to the ground, closed off. That's unfortunate. Actually, I'll fix it. I'm not gonna fix it right now because it's cold, but I will come back out, put the right legs on it. I was saying to myself, what are these extra legs for? Now I know. And that's why using the directions is important. Anywho, I'm excited to see how this works. I hope that it works. I'm excited, y'all. Now, on to our last two things. One of which is forking through the bed that had the carrots in it. I'm just gonna fork through it. I'll probably throw some fertilizer on there, just some granulated fertilizer. Then we're gonna cover that with some straw to put that to bed for the year. All right, so we're on to our last task. Thankfully, this soil is not frozen, so we love that. And I am honestly just turning the carrots back into the bed. They'll all break down over the winter. And there are also some leaves in here as well. And I'm just moving the soil so that I can get rid of any of the tunnels that's in here. Is only reason why I'm doing this. I would like to break their tunnels up. Make new ones. Work for your food. I do kind of work with nature around here. I don't use pesticides and things. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't use it. That's a whole tag in there. I'm just saying I don't use it. So this is how I deal with the mole in a vole or vole. Even in my larger block beds, I just walk on those when I feel that they've come through there. That's where I find them mostly, in the block beds. This is new and that's okay. So we just breaking it up and then we're gonna cover it with some straw. The carrot material will give back some organic matter to the soil, but the soil is nice and loose. I love that, which makes sense since the mole of the vole just been roaming around in it. Makes perfect sense, right? And I think I filled this bed at the bottom with leaves. I'm not seeing a lot of leaves. So that broke down. I think a lot of it was like leaves and old plants. And all I'm pulling up is soil. Just wanted to get that done. Then I gotta go grab the straw. But let's like make it level at least. And we'll just put this in here under the straw. All of it'll break down. Should have got some gloves, but it's neither here nor there. Look at this soil, y'all. It also had chicken manure in it. Looks real good, right? I love it. I love it. Good soil is like the main thing, one of the big things that you need when you grow in a garden. So I'm always happy to see that. It's nice and loamy, breaks up. Love it. Oh, also think I might have put some Burger BM6 in here too to top it all. Ooh, a worm. Love to see worms. Those are good for your soil. Some worm castings in the soil. All right. Let us go and get the straw. When I say us, it's just going to be me. I'll be back. All right, y'all. We got the straw. I also need to go and grab the granulated fertilizer. One more minute. All right, so this is the granulated fertilizer that I use. One thing I'm gonna do a little bit different this year, well, next year, 2026, is I'm gonna put granulated fertilizer in every bed, right? But depending on what I'm growing will let me decide if I need more bone meal or more blood meal or what I need. So all the beds are gonna get some granulated fertilizer, but any additional fertilizer will be based on what I'm planting in the bed. And I have no idea what I'm planting in this bed right now. And no, I do not measure anything. I just put it in and keep it moving. So I'm gonna spread this around in the soil. It's also cold, so definitely ain't doing too much extra. But this is pretty much how I put my beds to rest if they're not gonna grow. Pretty much the same way that I did my bags this year that wasn't growing in the fall. This is it. This is all I do. Now we're gonna cover this with some straw. And the straw that I use is called Straw Boss. I'll show y'all the bag once I get the straw in here. And this will just protect the soil throughout the winter months. And it'll give the birds what they need because they really seem to love my straw. Maybe they needed to make a nest or something. I don't know. But they really seem to love it. And I do a pretty thick layer, so I come through and add some more. And the straw breaks down really quick, like I told y'all earlier. So by spring, we'll have to mulch again. But I have found that mulching is definitely a good thing. What it do, my chicks? All right, I'm gonna do this side. And we're done. This bed is good. Whatever we decide to plant for spring or summer in here, it'll be ready to go. All right, and the last thing I gotta do before the garden is on its own outside is to remulch this bed. And we're just gonna go through, put straw down here as well, just like we did with the rest of the beds. I had to go to Tractor Supply this morning to get more straw. That's why this didn't get done yesterday. Oh, the straw that I use is called Straw Balls. It is actually for, what do you call it? It's for horses, but I actually really like it for the garden. I use it inside for the quail, which when we get this new setup I've been talking about, we won't even need this straw. I'm super excited about that. I think it's gonna make it much easier for me to breed my quail. So not only does straw protect the soil throughout the season or any mulch, it doesn't have to be straw. It also helps the soil to stay a little bit warmer as well during the winter. And so that's what you're going for during the winter. You're not going for a lot of growth. You're just growing for keeping the plants alive. If you get growth, cool. But in winter, you're just trying to keep them alive. Your cold hardy vegetables. You're not going to be able to keep tomatoes and stuff alive during the cold season. But the cold hardy things like brassicas, onions, garlic, things like that, you can keep it alive during winter. And that's the reason why I'm putting down more mulch, because the mulch we had pretty much started to break down, which is also what you want, because you get organic matter back into your soil, which helps the soil to absorb moisture, retain moisture. This is our last job, and then we are going in the house. It's chilly, but my coat is keeping me warm. That's a plus. Feel like it's probably 40 something degrees today. Something close to that. Cold, if you ask me. And so I looked today. The straw is like $15 a bag. Not that cheap. And I could use leaves because we have a lot of trees in my front yard. But we put wood chips on the front yard. And pretty much if you blow the leaves, you blow wood chips too. You definitely can't rake it. That's why I'm choosing to purchase straw for now. As those wood chips break down, I can start to use the leaves. But right now they haven't like broken down just a lot. I think I did that sometime last year, putting the wood chips down. Right now, straw it is. And I get this from Tractor Supply. Of course, the cost would be different probably in different areas, but just to give you a thought on how much this bag cost. Now I could do a lot of beds with this one bag because it is compressed, and I'll have a good amount of this bag left over, so it's worth it to me. Also, when it rains, it'll keep your plant leaves out of the soil. It'll be sitting on top of the straw till the straw of course starts to break down, and it's gonna turn into soil, so or at least the same texture, consistency of soil. But yep, y'all, this is it. I ain't saying we ain't gonna have no more videos in the garden in the winter, but I won't be out here working on it in the winter. I'll come out here, enjoy my coffee with my coat on, and go back in the house. I did not harvest any DIC ICCOs, and I haven't harvested any green Goliath. I haven't harvested any of the green Goliath just because I'm trying to see if it'll get bigger, like I said. And of course, the Godzilla, I haven't harvested that either. So Green Magic definitely makes the cut for next year, because it actually helped me see that my goal is more than likely attainable if I plant just Green Magic everywhere. Because a part of my goal with the broccoli was harvesting it before it got too cold, and pretty much the Green Magic did that for me. I harvested a lot of broccoli before January and February got here. Green Magic definitely made the cut, and I will watch the rest of them through the winter, because even if I can't get it before December, if the plants live through the winter, then they could be a good contender too for like a succession harvest. So thinking about things like that too. So we're done, y'all. So now that bed is remulched, we love that for us, and we still have almost a bag of straw left. So also did add a little more straw to the asparagus bed bed too. But yeah, we still have almost a full bag of straw left that we can use in the spring. And so that's the video for today. Don't forget to check out the link down in my description for a quick tent to take a look at the garden beds that I have. So one they gave to me, one I purchased because I really like the size of it, for the greenhouse that is affordable and can fit most small backyards in my opinion. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.